My name's Holly Bell, I'm a recipe writer and I blog at Recipes from a Normal Mum. I'm back in the Scoff kitchen today for the Keep Calm and Bake series to make these homemade Oreo cookies. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Who doesn't love an Oreo with a glass of milk? They're really delicious and so chocolatey. But what's even nicer is being able to make them yourself. Start off with some butter and some sugar, it's got all the good stuff in it. I'm going to use granulated sugar here. Now you could use caster sugar if that's all you've got, but I would advise making a special trip to go and buy it. Granulated sugar is just the stuff that you put into your tea and coffee. It's got slightly bigger grains and it feels grainy. The reason we're using this is when you bite into the biscuits, you get sort of a bit more of a crunch. And I'm going to beat this for about 7 minutes. So if you're doing it by hand, it's going to take a little bit longer. While that's beating, we'll just get on with mixing the dry ingredients. I've got some flour here and I'm going to sieve it just to get some air into it and make sure there aren't any lumps. I've got some cocoa here and then I've got a little bit of baking powder here. So into a large bowl and stir it in. And then just give it one last stir just to make sure that all the cocoa and flour is really well mixed. Okay, so that's creamed until it's really, really light and creamy looking. I've got here some vanilla extract. And then you need the yolk of 1 large egg. So I've beaten in the egg yolk and the vanilla extract, and now I've got this mixture that's the cocoa, flour and the baking powder, and I'm going to add it in thirds so that it doesn't all sort of splatter up and go all over the room. So add a couple of spoonfuls. There we go. Wrap the dough in some cling film and pop it in the fridge for 3 hours, and don't forget you can find the full recipe on the website. So it's been 3 hours now and we are ready to roll out the Oreo dough. Now I've got half the dough here, the other half's back in the fridge. It's really important not to leave it out at room temperature because as soon as you do that it gets so sticky within literally about 5 minutes and you won't be able to roll it. Okay, so once you've flattened it out a bit, then you need to roll it, and it is quite hard to do because it's very chilled. When you've got it to about ½ centimetre thick, you peel off the top layer, you'll see it's already starting to stick slightly. So this is such a sticky dough, but it does mean the biscuit is delicious. I've got a cutter here, try and cut as many as you can because we're only going to be able to re-roll this once. So put these onto a tray that's lined with non-stick baking parchment, and you want them at least a sort of centimetre apart. So repeat with the rest of the dough until you've filled up your tray, get it into the freezer for 10 minutes and then straight into a preheated oven at 180 degrees centigrade, or that's gas mark 4, for 10 to 12 minutes. So the Oreo cookies are out of the oven, they've cooled completely and they're ready to pipe with buttercream. It's just icing sugar, butter and a little bit of vanilla extract. So if you turn half of them over, and then what you need to do is pipe a circle of the buttercream around the edge, but remember this is going to splodge down a little bit, so leave a little bit of a gap and then a little bit in the centre, and then take one of the other cookies and sandwich it together. So there's one of them done. I think that looks really lovely. I love the white and the sort of really, really dark cookie. Keep going until they're all finished, and they are your Oreo cookies. Here they are, your finished Oreo cookies. They smell amazing, taste even better. If you make them at home, don't forget to tweet me at HollyBellMummy and at Scoff Food. You can tag me on Instagram with the same names. Hope you like the recipe.